Alright guys, if you guys got PMD seats or any kind of seat, you got a tear through in the padding. This was pretty ripped up on this side. Pick up some high density foam, which is right here. High density foam. I got this from Joann's craft store. It's pretty good stuff. So what you're gonna do is use some spray trim adhesive, and that's good for foam. And I sprayed it on there, and I sprayed it on the foam, and then wait for it to tack 2, 3, 4 minutes. And then once it's tacky, you just stick it to the padding, to the other padding. Kind of hold it there for a second. Let it adhere. So I already did it, and you can see it's not flush with the pad. The padding from the seat kind of sticks out. So if you cover this with your new material, you're probably going to have lumps in it. So what you want to do is get some scissors and kind of trim off and make the shape of the seat. Alright, so I trimmed it a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. The material's got some padding to it, and it's going to squish this anyway down. The whole purpose of adding this is just so when you sit in your seat, you don't want to be stabbed by the metal rings inside. And there was one right here that was really sticking out, so I shoved padding in there, and then I put this extra piece over it. And there was some metal that was popping out right here as well. So I just kind of butt it up to the other foam. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, just kind of trim it. You know, if it's high spots, kind of blend it in. Don't have to be perfect, just get it where it looks like the shape of the seat. Again, it's going to get compressed anyway. This is like memory foam stuff, so it's going to get squished. But that looks good. So now when you sit in it, you're not going to feel those rods stabbing you in your arm. It's just a quick fix. I'm not really an upholsterer. I'm not sure how they do it at upholstery shops, but this is how I've always done it, and I've always had good results from it. Now I gotta get all this rust off. One more thing that works if you want this a little more smooth, if your scissors gouging the pad too much, get a little bristle brush, wire brush, and just go over it lightly like this, and you can actually kind of contour the foam with this. Just be easy with it, because this does gouge it out pretty fast. And that'll make it a little bit more smooth. Okay, putting the seat on. Just wanted to show you, I'm doing this side right here, the part where we put the padding, and we kind of shaped it the way it should look. So I'm going to put this over, and I'm going to show you exactly how it looks in a second. Alright, just put the material over it, and as you can see, it looks, doesn't feel any different from this side to this side. Actually, this side feels a little more cushiony. Feels better on this side than it does this side, because this padding's worn out. These things are really old. But instead of it being put on there with the part ripped up, it's good to put that padding there like I just showed you guys in this video. That way when you sit here, you're not feeling metal in your back. Get in a car accident and you have metal right there, it's going to really stab you. Yeah, it's just better to put some extra foam in there, and as you can see, it looks just as good. One more video of the end result, and this is the same PMD that had all the padding that was missing right here, and now you can't even tell. If I would have just put the covers on without repairing that, it would have been sunk in right here. You would be able to see the missing padding. You'd be able to feel it. You'd be able to feel that metal that was here. And now I just feel cushion. That's the way it should be. So it came out really good. Pretty proud of myself for doing that. PMD emblem needs replacement. But other than that, it's good to go. Oh, and the rails. The rails are really rusty. I think I'm going to try to clean them for him and see if they can be salvaged. If he had some newer ones, it'd be better, but I mean, it's just surface rust on these too. but I don't want to mount these on the seat because the surface will get onto the material and it won't look too good. Alright, one more thing, I just have to do the back pieces. These are kind of a pain in the butt. I'll make a how-to video on how to do these because you got to actually make a template. I already started making it. So when you put your glue down, you don't want to get it on the sides because there's a little crack here. And you don't want the glue to get everywhere because when you lay the other piece on, once it sticks, it's stuck. And when you lay this on, you got to kind of work that little crack in real quick. But I'll do a how-to video after that in a little bit. Got the mechanism on. Yeah, looks really, really good. The back side. Alright, went ahead and put some rust dissolver on these rails. And then I used the angle grinder with the pad on it. With the scuffing pad or whatever you call those. And I just kind of polished it up. And now I'm just going to run some rust primer. It's a rust reformer type primer, protector against rust. Spray this on and should be good to go after that. And look at that, here's the end result. Nicely painted. It's like a flat black and it just looks brand new again. I'll let these dry and then I'll mount them back on the bottom of the seats, which has also been painted down here as well, so it looks brand new down here as well. These things came out really good. I'm really happy the way they came out. Just need new plastics, that's all. Okay, when you guys order your seat material from Hawk's Third Generation or whoever you buy it from, Firebird Central, or wherever you get it, make sure you ask them for a yard of extra material for the back sides. Go ahead and make a template, which I did out of paper, and then I cut it and make sure the lines go up and down. Well, it doesn't really matter, but it does have lines. You want it kind of up and down. Next thing, you're going to get some adhesive, headliner adhesive. I'm using 3M. And you're going to spray it on real light, the whole thing, on both sides, this side and the bottom of your fabric. You want to let it tack for at least I think 3 to 5 minutes. On here it says 5 minutes, but yeah, about, depending on the temperature. But as soon as it starts to tack and you touch it and it's kind of gluing to your finger, that's when you want to put this on. All you're going to do is flip it over, make sure you line it up. Once it touches the material, that's it. It's going to be stuck. So make sure you line it up nice and carefully. What I would do is just kind of push it in the middle, flip it over. There's a little groove here, right here. If you want it to be like that, you're gonna have to take like a piece of plastic tool like this or something, and then you're gonna work it in that groove all the way around, nice and crisp. If you don't do that, there's gonna be an air pocket there, and it's gonna look rounded off. It's not gonna look nice and crisp. So go and push this in, and be careful not to push the sides here, because once it's in, once it's stuck, it's stuck. You only got one shot at it. I'd like to videotape it, but I don't have no one here to do it, so I'm just gonna do it and show you the results afterward. Okay, I decided to do it a little different. I put my paper template down, and I sprayed just the middle area because I don't want it to stick on the sides. That way I can get that crease in there real good. And I did the same thing over here. I sprayed it, I put the template on. Take the template off, and you can see I have just the middle part area. I'm going to see how that works first. Kind of a trial and error. It's been a while since I've done these. I think last time I just sprayed the whole thing, but I'm going to try it this way and see if I have a better result. I'm going to let it tack for another 2 minutes and then I'm going to stick it on. Okay, that worked pretty good. Only thing is you have to go and flip this side and add more adhesive here without getting it on your fabric. So you're going to have to put something, piece of paper or something to cover that side. And you're going to have to spray this side again. It's a little bit, takes more work to do it this way, but I think the end result will be a little bit better than just spraying the whole thing and just dropping it on. The worst part about doing this is you gotta wait 5 minutes for it to tack each time. So I did the center, I sprayed the side, I had to wait 5 minutes for the side, waiting 5 minutes for this side to tack, and then I gotta do the top side. And then you flip it over, and I left about an inch overlap. Then you have to go and spray that and then bring it all down at the bottom, because I don't want it to lift. That's why I left a little bit extra to go all the way around the actual material of this card, fiberglass or whatever it is. That way it doesn't, when it gets hot, it doesn't release from it. It stays connected or never come off. Alright, it's been about 5 minutes. I'm going to pull this one down. I'm going to spray this side and then I'll flip it over and do. Alright, so that method worked real good. You can see the nice crease line through the seat. When you're done, flip it over, and you're going to want to put some adhesive all the way around this edge and then fold it back. That way it'll never separate when it gets hot in the car. So lock it in place. If you just cut it right at the edge, believe me, over time that's going to separate. End result, if you take your time, you will get professional results. It'll look like a professional upholsterer did it. Not to brag about this work, but it came out really good. I did take my time. Just make sure you get all the little creases. It's right there. Just push that down, there's still glue there. There we go. Make sure all your seams, I think the corners are probably the hardest to do. I would do those first and work your way in from the corners. And here's the inside. I went and sprayed it all the way around the border. That way it can stick real good. And that's it. Then you put your Christmas trees on there and then pop it onto your seat. And you're done. Well, I got one more to do, so I'm not completely done, but I'll get it done right now. End result, thing of beauty. Thing looks and smells brand new. Looks brand new. Who said these PMD seats are ugly? I think they look great. And I kind of like the way it has a shine to it. A dark and light shine. Came out really good. Here's the end result. The seats are finished. They look brand new. They look like they came from Pontiac, from the dealer. The only thing that he needs to do is fix those PMDs, get some new PMD logos to put in there, and some new plastics on the side, which I think he already got some. So David, this is a really nice set, man. I hope you enjoy them. Took me a good 2 days to do it, but it was worth it.